Okay, Bob. So, I apologize. The video quality is not going to be that great because I don't have my tripod. But I'll try to show you what I'm thinking. So let's just. Your question is parting around horses. So first, figure out how to square up whether your hips are doing. Okay, because we want to. Not that we're going to have square hips, but I want you to get they call it indexing in some things, but just to get a baseline of hips are square in front, but potting water horse's mane doesn't have square hips, so just know square hips. And I'm going to take a forward stance, okay? So then my hips are not longer square, they're just a little bit open. Weight's mostly in the front. And I'm going to have my knee right above my ankle, okay? And now if you have knee problems or anything, definitely keep your knees. Don't go past your ankle with your knee. That puts a strain on your knee. But I like to keep it right above the ankle. It's hard to teach it because I have people with different issues. All right. My back hip is behind my left hip, so it's not square. This is square. I'm going to open up a little, but I'm not. This is too open. So I know what you want to call this. 30, 45 degrees. All right. So this is basically the posture. So it's a forward stance, but it's not a squared off forward stance. It is not a full 90 degrees, it's just like that. Left palm up, right palm back, okay? Now let me show you the front view. So the hands at this way. So good martial artists, protect the center line. Okay? This hand, there's a couple ideas with this hand. I'll just use this, this is a gel. So let's just say, something like this, right? Something like this, for example, okay? It's not the exact technique, right? But shoulders relaxed, elbows hanging down, head in, right? So, pull in, pull straight, pull the back of the head long, pull the chin in. Posture is very important. Low back's very important. I don't lock my back foot. Well, if I want to have this type of posture. So it's a straight line. But I want to I could do this. Now what I didn't do is tuck my hip under. I saw the natural curve. I always want to keep that natural curve. Okay, so you can just practice with this kind of idea, like this. Everything's in a straight line, hip here. Now when I move forward, now in the form, I teach the traditional long form, the movements are off. So it's just a straight ahead. So I'm going off to the side. Okay, I'm not going to use the stick here. I think it would be too hard. I guess I could. Okay, so I'm going to pivot on the heel. Now some people go like this and come back. I don't do that. I just pivot on the heel. I turn my whole leg in the hip joint. I could come up. I could use the stick just to work on this alignment. Okay, so I'm facing the guy this way. I'm going off the line a little bit. Okay. So I just give you the side view. One, I'm going to pivot. I pivot my leg in the hip joint. I move my hip joint a little bit. Bring this foot in. I'm going to here. And then move from left foot to right foot to here. Okay? I'm still in alignment. I'm not doing this. This is out of alignment. I'm still in alignment. Pivot, step in to here, and then use the body weight and drive with the hip here. So like I could be, for example, I could be stepping into a guy, I could step on the outside of his foot and get under his arm and take him off my leg. Okay? You can do this type of practice. You do it on the spot. Okay, you do it on the spot. Hands follow hip. Okay? Don't torque the back. Hands follow hip. You get a little style. Okay, all of this is kind of like joint locking and what they call Qina, manipulation. For example, I could instead of doing the move, I could just do an arm bar. So they could practice my arm bar. Right? You had martial art training. You practice your arm bar with this type of moves. It's a hobby, right? It's my hobby. All right, so let's think about, ready? Hips square, hips open. Pivot, you can think of hips square. And you can just do it like in a very, 1-2 manner. 1, 2, and I'm opening. I'm turning in the pelvis. 1. Okay, I should, feet. I'm not sure how we're going to do the feet here. But I should get a different camera. It's hard for me to see what's going on. Let me do this for you. Here. And I'll have to figure a way to send it to you. Alright, so let me do this. Let's see how we're going to do this. Well, fine. When I get my tripod, I have my tripod. It's not available at the moment. Okay. So, well, let me just talk to you about the feet. No, you can't see my feet. My knee, obviously, of course, knee in line with the foot. So I don't want my knees caving in like this. I want my knees right over my feet. I don't want to push my knees out. I want them aligned. Depending if you have how good your arch you have in your foot. So you want to, for some people who don't have an arch, they have very weak foot muscles. So you can think of grabbing the ground with the balls of your feet and your heel, and then use your toes to help to create that arch that will help support your knee. And then you use your abductors and adductors. Use your hip joint, strengthening this whole pelvic area, this whole core. This is like this whole thing is your core. And core training is very important in Tai Chi, of being aware of your core, because the technique of pouring out a horse's mane uses hip joint. Okay, so it's very slow. We do it very slow. 1, 2. Okay, and we make the move big. So we get out of this tension. I can go 1, 2, 3. So you think if you do it small, you could do it bigger, but it's all hip-driven technique. Okay, well, I hope that helps you. When I get my tripod, email me. And if you have other questions, I'm more than happy to give you a video to explain. It's really difficult to write it, and that's why I didn't feel like responding to the email, because it was just like too complicated to write. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Call me back or whatever. I think I'll try to text the video to you or something.